Hey, welcome back. Welcome in. Welcome to the channel if you have never been. This is Eccentric Sunshine Tarot, and I'm going to do some talking because we're going to dive deep today. If you've never been to the channel and you don't want to hear me talk about a couple of things that came to me through some channeling and astrology, go down to the description box and you will find oracle timestamps and the tarot timestamps. I mean, the astrology timestamp will be down there too, but if you don't want to listen, just go straight to it. Totally understand. And I'll never know. If you like the content, the messages, if you feel like this is something that someone else might need to know, feel free to share. I'm going to try to break out a couple of things into some shorts. So that way, if you don't want to listen to all the details of certain things, I'll try. I can only do what I can only do. It's just me. Ooh. A change in the wind, not for you. Just in case. So, that being said, I am going to get really deep into the astrology. There is a lot that's been going on, as many of you probably already know. If you're on YouTube and you're looking at tarot readers, you're probably listening to astrology, and or you've listened to a tarot reader that talks about astrology. I am not an astrologer. Keep that in mind. I do follow the best of the best. I personally feel like you should find that on this channel somewhere where there's subscriptions listed. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to tell you this off top. The words, I didn't do like a word meditation like I normally do for those that are familiar with the channel and the way that I do things typically. But I did have some phrases and like imagery that came to mind, and especially with the cards, what I expect to find in the reading today. Okay. The words that came through, I mean, before I could even get into anything really, I was just sitting here. I grabbed my note paper and my pen. Before I could even get into it, I heard to be or not to be. I believe that's Shakespearean. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. My memory sucks. But to be or not to be. Then I heard sensory overload, transgressions, faint of heart, which is typically not for the faint of heart is the saying, but faint of heart. I heard solace, like take solace. And then I heard silence. And when these words were coming to my brain, spirit speaking to spirit, I saw tarot cards. And the ones that I saw were the Death card, Judgment, Temperance, the Star or Sun card. I mean, to me, it's like, it can be the same thing depending on the context, but the Star or Sun card, 5 of Swords, 10 of Swords. I saw 3 aces, Pentacles, Cups, and Sword. And then I saw the Queen of Pentacles. Could have been the King, but I saw one of the Queen of King or of Pentacles. And then I saw 2s and 3s. 2s and 3s. So like 2 of Wands, 2 of Swords, 2 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, and then 3s. The 3 of Wands, the 3 of Cups. 3 of Pentacles, not as much. I did see the 3 of Swords. I feel like the 3 of Swords has a lot to do with healing and releasing. And then I saw the 7 of Swords. Traditional. All of this, the imagery that came to me was traditional tarot. So, that being said, I focused on this part first. I typically do so I can kind of get into whatever the reading is supposed to be about for whoever needs the message. This includes myself, okay? Like we're all in this together. And then I went through the astrology. And when I tell you I did a deep dive, like I can't stress this enough because it's a lot. So if you don't want to hear it, skip on ahead, okay? You don't have to like turn the video off if you don't want to hear the astrology. There's timestamps in the description box. Just look down. Anyway, so, okay. To recap, this is where we currently are. By the way, I'm chewing gum, so if it sounds funny, and I know that's rude, but I have to. Like, it's just, this is where I'm at right now. So, to recap the current astrology. Sun is officially in Taurus. The moon is currently moving through Cancer. Mercury is in Aries direct. Venus is in Gemini as of today. This is big, by the way. Mars in Aries. It's home. It's still home, okay? Jupiter in Cancer. Also, big feelings. Big feelings. Saturn in Aries. The teacher. The damn teacher. And then Uranus is in its absolute last breath of Taurus and moving into Gemini tomorrow. Neptune in Aries. Pluto is in Aquarius. So what does this mean? This week is, quite literally, astrologically speaking, one of the most compressed, high-intensity weeks of 2026. I know I've been feeling it. I know I am feeling it. I know I feel like, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to hide anything. It's just not who I am. I've been feeling like I'm going to die this week, like emotionally, which, funny enough, is part of what is supposed to happen this week. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it, but at the same time, I have to tell myself the exact same thing I would tell you, and that's just, you've got to feel your way through it, okay? So if you've been feeling that way emotionally, like I've been feeling, this is why. We opened Monday on the 20th, April 20th. Keep in mind, I'm in the U.S., obviously, with this accent. I'm in the Southeast, obviously, with this accent. So anyway, on Monday the 20th, with Mercury making not one, but two conjunctions in Aries. The first was with Saturn and then with Mars. And it created a day where the mind, motivation, and discipline all collided in like this stop and go pattern. And it felt like gridlock, like the craziest of craziest times. And remember, everything is not like just one day, one moment. You feel these things a little bit before, you feel these things a little bit after, but it's that day that it's like the punch, right? So anyway, what does that mean? This stop and go pattern. Basically, the week started with the universe asking us to think before we act, and then act with discipline. So intentional action, okay? Intentional words. For most of us, this probably felt like a mental what the fuck, right? Or some frustrating push and pull between the plans that you have and then the reality, the current reality. That same day, Saturn also entered a pre-shadow phase in Aries. Thanks. So things of importance probably felt and will feel like this kind of slow down or pivot, or may even feel like a complete change in direction altogether. Remember, Saturn is a teacher. This is a quiz, okay? When we talk about shadow phases, this is your quiz. What do you do with it? All right. So then April 23rd, yesterday, Venus conjoined Uranus at 29 degrees Taurus. And this matters at the 29 degrees because it's the last of the degrees, okay? The last of degrees of any sign carry the qualities connected specifically to change, right? Because it's right before it switches over. So if it's the last degrees of Taurus, that means it's right before it hits Gemini. So the feelings are from the grounded to the mental expansion. The whole universe is available. These are very different feelings. These are conflicting feelings. So in this case, a genuine shift in frequency was taking place as of yesterday during this conjoining, okay? It's the last call energy in Taurus, a true shakeup in values, money, self-worth, and what we find beautiful, and especially what we consider safe. That's important to note. This is a shakeup. What you considered safe should really be questionable to you right now. That's the energy. Not saying because you need to question it, but that's the way it should feel. And then today, now, April 24th, Friday, and from now until about May 18th, Venus, the planet of social graces, romance, Think Lover's card, which Lover's card is Gemini. And relationships all moves into Gemini. This is technically supposed to be Venus's fun time. So again, a little conflicting with Uranus and Uranus, whatever. Saturn. There's conflicting energy here. There's a reason for it, so just bear with me. But it's supposed to be Venus's fun time when we focus on intellectualism, communication, which I seem to be having a problem with always, and pure joys of life. Kind of like we're supposed to feel in the heart this like a hot girl summer early invite. Venus is playful and fun. Should feel that way. And it's a completely different energy when it's in Gemini. She takes on this mutable, insatiable appetite of Gemini's curiosity. Words become the magnet. Romance flows in conversation. Perhaps, therefore, attracted to people that you never thought you'd be attracted to, if you're single. And if you're not, or if you have someone that you're trying not to be single with, the words that you speak to each other right now are going to change everything. Additionally, right now, this year, April 26, April as in 2026, sorry. Venus in Gemini is connecting with Neptune and Saturn in Aries. Remember, because Neptune and Saturn are in Aries. And it's urging us, and I do mean urging, to define what we want in matters of the heart, period. We will no longer sugarcoat and settle for anything less than what we deserve, whether we like it or not. And this can be hard, and I'll get into that more too. Then tomorrow, or should I say but tomorrow, because again, conflicting what I just said about Venus and Gemini and these feelings, Uranus moves out of Gemini. I'm sorry, into Gemini. Why did I say that? Uranus moves into Gemini, and it will not see Taurus that it's moving out of again for roughly 80 more years. So for most of us, never again in our lifetime. The entire vibe is shifting from let me get comfy, Taurus, let me get comfy, like a snuggle blanket in the deep couch, to wait a minute, let's try something new. This will, in my opinion, literally rewire the way we think, the way we communicate, and the way we relate to one another. The focus will definitely shift from what was that comfort, which are like these tangible external material comforts, to the mind, how we share information, how we learn, how we speak our truths, and even how technology reshapes our human connections for the next 7 years. Like, this isn't just a this month thing. So when we get into the tarot, or even in the oracle in some way, we should look for the magician, or something similar, justice, magician, justice, kind of in a reference to as above, so below aspect. And we'll have, outside of the tarot, just as Uranus moves deeper in to Gemini, we'll have major breakthroughs coming, starting immediately. And especially in how we use our words and the tools that we have to express them. Okay, so also tomorrow, I told you, Sun in Gemini squares Pluto in Aquarius. What's that? Double air. Yep. And so this is around 12:30 Eastern US in the afternoon. And it's going to be what feels like, breathe. That's necessary. It's going to feel like a transformative purge. A day of deep psychological excavation. You're digging it up. Power struggles, control dynamics, shadow material, your shadow side, shadow self. It's all coming to the surface. It's digging it, digging it, digging it up. So we should also look out for the Tower meeting Judgment. I'm curious to see if that comes out together actually, or within a few cards of each other. Because anything that is hidden, again, emotionally speaking, internally speaking, it's going to surface, period. It's revelation time. Then we get into next week, and I'm like deep breathing this because I'm so tired. Do you feel my struggle? Because I feel yours. I mean, when I say it's been a week, it's been a week, and I don't feel the relief from that. But again, we're not supposed to yet. Okay, so that's not a bad thing. It's just a heavy thing. So into next week, starting Sunday, the 26th, Venus sextiles Neptune. And then not too long after that, Mercury is going to square Jupiter. So Venus sextiling Neptune says, believe in the fantasy, but do so with a foot on the ground, okay? Mercury squaring Jupiter, what does that mean? So that means that whatever it is that you dream about, you can make it reality now. Only if you stay grounded in how you do it. Don't just go into the fantasy and be like, oh, it's going to be amazing and loving and like everything is rainbow and sunshines, because that's not reality. But it doesn't mean that your dream and your fantasy, whatever that is for you, still can't come true. It doesn't mean that it won't. It just means that you need to be grounded in reality of how that actually shapes and forms, and then let it. But Mercury squaring Jupiter then also says, big talk, grand promises, or even information overload, because Jupiter. It's a great time for inspiration. Like I said, this is the time to believe in the dream and the fantasy and then ground yourself in it to make it actually happen. But because of the fantasy aspect, Neptune, it's harder for precision. So if you've already had some talks, if you've already had some plans that you've kind of, said, this is what I want my dream to look like, this is a great time to refer back to that. But only in this aspect, and you'll understand what I mean in a minute. So anyway, because then we move in on Tuesday, April the 28th, Venus trines Pluto in Aquarius. So again, another air, double air, which funny enough is equating to one of the most magnetically powerful, romantic, and creative aspects of the month, okay? It's deep attraction. It's transformative connection. Everything that's taking place right now is transformative, okay? It's intense feelings that translate to like destined, meant to be. What's hidden beneath the surface in your relationships is about to make itself known. And it's supposed to happen beautifully, okay? For those of us that are not feeling like this is even a possible reality, try and keep the faith, all right? Think about the High Priestess and that star that I keep seeing, star sun. So speaking of that, for the tarot, we should note that the astrological energy is taking us from this like grid. We should see this in the cards even as it comes out. I don't know. We'll see. But what I feel strongly is that we should see this kind of like chaos gridlock, like swords, wands, conflict, fives, right? 3s and 5s is what I feel. Or major arcana of like that tower. But this gridlock kind of vibe to the shake up, shake up, to liberation, aces maybe, to reckoning, like standing your ground, somewhere like a 7 of wands, perhaps maybe a 9 of wands because it's exhausting. But then we should also see transcendence. We are literally living in and through one of, if not the most important transformations of our lives, individually and collectively. So we should ask ourselves, are we going to let it happen? And this has been a major theme since I started this channel in November, which of course I started this channel, astrologically speaking, at a major time. But are we going to allow it? We're going to allow this transformation to happen, and it's happening right fucking now. Okay, I can't stress that enough. I cannot stress it enough. Or are we going to try and stop it? And what's that going to result in for you individually? What are we being asked to fully release here from our old value systems? Because that's really what it's about, the transformation. Especially before the full moon in Scorpio that then takes place next Friday. Because of course it does. Which is May 1st. And keep in mind there's another full moon at the end of May. 2 in May. On the 1st and on the frickin' 31st. So May also, I don't anticipate it lightening up any as far as intensity goes. But so you have the Scorpio full moon that hits next Friday. In the middle of the damn day, by the way. For my neck of the woods anyway, Southeast United States, which will be the sun and the moon. This full moon is like so crazy. It's going to be the sun and the moon at exact opposites of 11 degrees and 20 minutes. 11:20, okay? 11:20, 11:20. I think that is important to note. This is a gate. Next Friday is going to be a gate that you have to choose to walk through. That's what all of this right now is going. I mean, like, you're doing it now, or you're supposed to, or you should. You're supposed to. I don't want to tell you what to do. I'm just saying, astrologically speaking, what the universe is saying, okay? You do the damn thing now. Whatever it is. The transformation now. And then as we get closer to this full moon, it's walk through the gate. That's it. It's done. So, okay. It's 11 degrees, 20 minutes in Taurus and 11 degrees, 20 minutes in Scorpio, where the orb between the two, sun, moon, the orb between the two is exactly 0. And what does that mean? At around 1:30? I don't know. You'll have to look it up for you specifically. At around, let's just say 1:30, middle of the afternoon, somewhere around there for me. There is nowhere to hide. None. This polarity is dealing with the balance between all that is mine, this Taurus aspect, right? And so all that is mine, and then all that is yours, the Scorpio aspect. Taurus, always, she knows what she owns. Her body, her time, her Sunday mornings, the small certainties that she will not negotiate with. Scorpio knows what she shares, the secrets held, the look from across the room that stops time, the things that are never said in the daylight. This one, it draws the line. What is actually yours and what have you been holding that belongs to someone else? Your heart, your time, your truth. This is a time of emotional declarations. The things building inside of us, intimate things building inside of us, and we're being demanded to let it out. Okay, like this isn't a soft energy. By any means, none of this. From this past Monday to next Friday, this is not a soft energy. At this time, Mercury is also in Aries and will be almost exactly on top of the wounded healer, Chiron. Yeah. At the full moon. This is also what's happening. Meaning the words that we speak at this time carry real healing potential, but also the potential to open up old wounds. Choose carefully. Neither are wrong. Okay? But Venus will also be sextiling then through, Neptune, as I told you. Anyway, so we'll have, hopefully, and if we allow this transformation, I don't know why I say transformation. If we allow this transformation to happen naturally, we should also feel a little bit of stability, like this grounded kind of energy, that's the gift this small little gift through this very punchy energy. But at the same time, Saturn is saying, pay attention to what you're going to commit to, because that's what you're going to be building. So what you commit to, you can build. And that's where the fantasy is okay. If you're committing to that, if you're committing to the dream and you've got one foot on the ground, there's no stopping it. Saturn is the teacher, but Saturn is also here to provide. Okay? And so what does that mean? Whatever you commit to now, you can build. Well, you can do so on solid foundation. That's what Saturn does. It's about working together. And I heard finally, there should be a click in place to work together. With Uranus and Gemini, we're being told the old conversation that's been taking place, and I mean old, like 7 years old. For some people, that's very significant. That just really hit me. There's been a conversation taking place for 7 years in some form or fashion. There's been an attempt to make something alive again. And the conversation has been taking place in some form or fashion for 7 years. Holy shit. I don't know why this just hit me. But right now, as Uranus goes into Gemini tomorrow, that old conversation is finished. It's done. And a new conversation is officially beginning. Again, this is the transformation. There is no way around it and no way out of it. What most people should probably realize right now is that whatever was, I'm saying it this way for a reason. There is the thing that must die so that what's real and lasting can finally take root, can finally start to sprout. Okay. You may have already found this thing. Pick a noun, person, place, thing, right? But you may have already found this and it's just been waiting for the water. Now's the time, which is funny because it's moving into air, but air, I mean, this is, again, it's all relative. It's the air and the water that allow it to rain, right? Okay. So anyway, just stay with me. What must die to allow the real and lasting noun to come in and finally sprout? I think it's already there for most of us, but anyway. So right now I hear so many of you, I can hear it because I ask myself again, we're in this together. Okay. So transformation, let the thing die. How? Building blocks. How? It's always how, right? Well, you have to let go of what's actually already dead. So that's why I said it's important. Like, it's like, let it die, but it's actually already dead. Again, think back to the old conversation. Whatever conversation has been taking place over the last 7 years, it's dead. It's done. It's gone. You have to let it go. How? How, you say? How? Well, in letting what's dead go, there's the struggle. I got it. So how do you let it go if it feels like it's a part of who you are in your soul? Like, if you feel like it's actually like a limb, maybe this is the personality thing. Maybe this is a person. Maybe it's a job. Maybe it's a diet, a certain way of life that hasn't necessarily been feeding your soul, but it's been sitting in it. It's been sitting in your soul. And you're like, well, how do I let that go? It's literally part of me, you feel. You're asking, as a Scorpio would, by the way, who am I without this thing, without this person, without this place? So You want the answer, right? Oh, sorry for the beeping. Ha! There's your sign. This is hilarious. It'll stop in a minute. Maybe. It will. I need to turn that off. It's a screen thing that I have in the background. Anyway. That was frustrating. I'm sorry. So, here you go. How do you let go? The dead thing. Pick the noun. Again, pick the noun. Person, place, or thing. It can be multiple. It's not always just one. I mean, that's the thing about transformation. It's usually big, right? Well, Mercury conjunct Chiron says, here's the tool. You ready? The wound, whatever it is, or multiple, must be spoken. Yep. Mercury, communication, right? Chiron, wounded healer. The wound must be spoken right now, not journaled to just disappear into the ether, not in thought where you keep it in your mind, but it must be spoken and it must be named aloud, at the very least to yourself. Chiron says, healing, this takes place through the wound, not around it, okay? Mercury says, this is done through language. So the how, say the true thing. Even if it's just in the mirror to yourself. But you have to speak it. You have to name it. Even if your voice shakes. Because, I mean, Mercury in Aries, and then you even have Mars in Aries, Saturn, Neptune in Aries. All of this is saying, it's time to be brave and direct. You are no longer allowed to be diplomatic, not even with yourself. This can be as simple as saying something like X no longer exists, whatever X is, right? Like, so again, pick your noun, person, place, thing. And again, it can be multiple. And so you may have to stand in front of the mirror for a minute. Blank no longer exists. It no longer exists. This relationship no longer exists. This person, if you've lost a loved one, they no longer exist here, right? On this plane. It's a wound. Grief is strong. This job no longer exists for me. Like, this is not my career. This is not my life. This is not my dream. It no longer exists. And that's not, some of you may be like, oh my God, this is so silly. But let me tell you, for the person who's struggling to let go, to say that out loud, much less to yourself in the mirror, is one of the hardest things you can ever do in your life. If you don't believe it, then you haven't done the work. And I don't believe that there's anybody on this channel or any other tarot channel or astrology channel that isn't sitting there trying to do the work. So if you're listening to this and you're scoffing, you are repeating an old cycle, and I'm begging you, dig a little deeper, because the planets right now are not going to let you get away with not doing that. Remember I said excavation? Yeah, it's time. So anyway, say it. Say it no longer exists. Whether it's a job, a relationship, an old version of self, whatever. And then Venus in sextiling, so that's Mercury conjunct with Chiron. Venus sextiling Saturn gives you another how, which is to not only, so do the thing out loud, but then also let go in practice, like tangible practice. And what I mean by that is like, the answer via Saturn is one small daily choice at a time to stop feeding what no longer lives. If plants die, we're going to use a plant as an example. It's sitting on your shelf or it's sitting in the windowsill or whatever, and this thing is done. And you've been watering it for months and it's doing nothing. Stop doing that to yourself. Stop wasting the water, your emotions, your energy, your heart. Stop. Because you are only hurting yourself in that process. The plant's dead. One small daily choice at a time. Stop feeding what no longer lives, okay? Stop revisiting it. Stop leaving the door cracked. So you need to withdraw your attention. Turn to what you're building instead. You might have 6 other plants that are so lovely, Focus on them. Maybe it's time to, what's the word? Oh my God. When I do know these things and I just can't think. But you know, like when you have a leaf propagate. Maybe it's time to propagate. Something like that. Anyway. Or maybe you're in a new relationship, or maybe you're trying to start a new relationship. It's time to feed that. If you keep looking back to what no longer lives, you'll never fully be in that. Period. You can't. It's impossible. A job. Stop talking about your old company, or stop working in the one that you're in that you know is not going to promote you, or that you're not going to build anything on, and you need to move. It's time. Okay? So start feeding what you're going to build instead. Lean forward, in other words. Lean forward and lean in. And then tell the ghost, all of them, tell them goodbye. And if through Mercury conjunct Chiron and Venus sextiling Saturn, you're still white knuckling, another how? Uranus tomorrow is going to shake you so hard you have no fucking choice. Okay? Your goal is to let this new frequency in. This disruption is the release mechanism. It is the eject button. And then lastly, think of the how like this. If you're still struggling with, but how? How do I press that button? How do I do this? Okay. Scorpio doesn't let you release through logic. What does that mean? The deep filler Scorpio, it says logic doesn't exist here. You no longer have a choice. You cannot think your way out of this one. You can only release your truth, your heart's truth. This has come out 4 times. Milk and honey. I'm just showing you. You know what? I'll leave it up. You can only release through your heart's truth. It's deeper than the story you've been telling yourself 7 fucking years, okay? It's deeper than that story. It's way deeper than that. It's underneath everything. So the ultimate how is stop protecting the wound. It hurts. Yep. Here's your planetary tough love. Of course it hurts. Get over it. Stop protecting the wound. Start naming it. All of it. And then be ready to walk through the door next Friday. That's it. All right. I mean, that's 30 plus minutes of astrology. You're welcome. It's exhausting, isn't it? I can't even. So milk and honey came out, and I think we're just going to leave it at that one. Yeah, I think it's necessary. Milk and honey is a beautiful card. And then I'm going to do one more of the native spirit. I have not shuffled these. So we're going to get into the oracle now because we need it. We need the guidance, spirit. We need the guidance. We've got the astrology. Now give us the deets. Give us the inspiration. Give us the tools. Give us the message for whoever is allowed to hear, whoever needs to hear. Please. One card from Native Spirit. We have Milk and Honey from Wisdom of the Oracle. Wow. Asking you shall receive. Eagle Medicine. Oh, I like those cards together. I'll show you. 1 second. Look at this. Blue skies. I bet for some of you, I know for me, it is hard to feel this right now. So let's see what happens. Milk and Honey is number 51 or 6, depending on how you like your numbers. I'm going to have to read a little bit of this because I just saw some key words that I feel like are important as part of the prosperity message. All right, so essential meanings. Remember, Venus is in Gemini. The taste of prosperity, opportunities born of authenticity, nurturing abundance, trusting that your needs will be met. You've entered a sweet time in your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. It's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious, when all your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities in the universe. These times are precious and only come when you're in your authentic zone, wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting, yet able to be nourished in ways both tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. You are given the gift of nourishment in every form. For the prosperity message, there is only one authentic you. This version of yourself is Spirit's emissary in the world. When you're in alignment with the truth that you are a unique expression of the divine, your ego can rest and your soul can illuminate your purpose. Now is the time when you're seeking your true north. Those are the words. When you find this direction, you automatically step into prosperity and the world brings you evidence of abundance. Miracles are a choice and a way of seeing the world. With every choice you make right now, you have the potential to seize good fortune and embrace your destiny. Opportunities will lead you to your best life. Be open to them. You're getting a sweet taste of what you want. Oh, I love it. It makes me cry a little. I'm sorry. It's hard though, right? It's hard to, when you're in it, it's hard to believe, isn't it? And this is the test. This is the quiz. And we get them often. Saturn is great about this. Stand strong in what you have been learning and the introspection and work that you've been doing in the last couple of years, okay? Stand strong in that. If you can do that, you move forward perfectly as you're supposed to. And it hurts a little less when you allow it. And it's less exhausting when you allow it. Eagle medicine. Profound connection to the Creator and the heavenly realms. As the eagle soars high above the earth, it has the ability to see things from a higher perspective. Courage and stamina are filling your life. You have the ferocity to right injustice and wrongs done to you or to others. This is the time to face fear and overcome it. If the Eagle Medicine card has chosen you, you are at the advent of the opportunity to truly see life from a rarefied vantage point. Eagles are considered one of the most sacred of all birds in many tribes and cultures. Their single-minded fierceness, dynamic energy, and ability to soar high are part of the reason for this. This card reminds you to take heart and face fear. Name it. Name the wound. You do indeed have the strength to overcome any adversity. You also have a direct line to the Creator. Your prayers are heard and will be answered in accordance with your highest good. You have the capacity to channel extraordinary life force energy through your hands. You're being asked right now to go on an inner journey and imagine that you're an eagle. Feel the power of your wings, the clarity of your eyesight, and the power of your talons. As you do this, be aware of the energy of the majestic eagle filling you. One thing, as I was reading that came to me strongly, not only do you need to say the thing out loud, do you need to name the wounds out loud to yourself, but speaking truth, it's necessary right now. And in order to stop giving something attention, that means you may have to speak the truth, not only to yourself out loud, but you start there, okay? You start with the self always. And then you have to share that in some form or fashion. And right now it's being called to communicate it. Communication is the key right now, okay? So let's get into it. We're going to do traditions. Tradition or tarot of traditions. I always say tradition. For the base, and we're just asking Spirit, please, milk and honey, eagle medicine, these cards that are to guide the reading, please allow us to receive the message that we are meant to receive. thank you for everything. That's good. So who is this message for? Let's start there. Where are we at right now? Who is this message for, Spirit? There's the door. The opening of the path, the world. It's about a decision. It's a decision in action, not a decision in truth or intuitive. This is a decision in action. Two of Wands, Two of Wands. I mean, I think we're going to find a lot of alignment with the astrology. So I think for the person, hello, that's watching this, people, you. Oof. Yep, big shit. This is the change of everything. This is Jupiter. It's the change of everything. The change of everything. Whatever decision you make in action, it changes everything. Too many. I saw strength there, and I did see the Two of Swords. If they're meant to come back out, they will, I promise. It happens all the time. A choice in action that changes everything. Victory. Six of Wands here. But that's, I feel like, the direction that you're going. You're having to, okay, so part of speaking your truth, and this is Wands, right? This is all Wands energy right now, but part of speaking your truth means you have to stand in it. You've got to be secure in it. That is not easy for someone who is still struggling with the how, right? Naming the wound, speaking your fears out loud, the things that hurt, the things you don't want to experience again, the things that you feel like you're stuck in, right? To stand confidently in the choice that you're about to make is, I mean, it feels next to impossible, right? Again, because that means you have to let go of what's dead, what no longer serves you, that 7-year-long conversation that's no longer being spoken. But that's walking towards your bliss. 9 of Cups. It's a matter of being confident in what you want. Being confident in what you want. So whatever choice you make, 9 of Cups to the 5 of Cups. This card for me is the one card that I think is the most confusing for everybody because it looks so sad, right? Like this kind of feeling of like nothing's going to work out. But that's not what this is. This is both can be true. And I have been stressing this for a very long time. You can absolutely mourn what no longer serves, what didn't work out, and still be forward thinking, forward feeling. This is the let go of what's died card. Because you have these 2 of Cups that are standing there. Say your last rites. Be ready. And it perhaps is the realization that everything that you thought you wanted, the overcoming of the 9 of Cups into the 5 of Cups, everything that you thought you wanted, that last conversation, 7 years, the realization that it was never what you wanted to begin with. Not like the way that it was. Because, yeah, that's died. Truth. I'm not, I love this card here. I really do. This is confidence. You see him looking back like, yep, I got them and I'm walking away with them. Listen, I'm taking what I can carry and I'm leaving the rest behind. This is my truth. This is my intuition. This is my healing, my heartbreak. It's mine. Hierophant. You're being divinely guided right now. What took place in the past. Leaving a union, perhaps. We were only kids then. That's what I heard. We were only kids then. Finding peace in that. There's your truth. There's your healing. It was all just a memory. Where's that from? There's a song about that, I think. 8 of Pentacles. The work that you've put in, the work that you're putting in, don't stop doing the work. Don't stop doing the work. And there you go. The ending. 10 of Swords and 8 of Cups. This is for me what is it feels like. That watering of the dead plant. You have to let go of what no longer serves. You have to let go of what is dead and gone. Sun and the moon. Oh, I love that. A call to action. A call to action. For the King of Cups. Scorpio. Or Pisces. Or Cancer. Yeah, I'm taking it. Oops, sorry. Lovers. King of Pentacles. This is the merging. This is the merging. You have your Scorpio or Cancer, Jupiter and Cancer, but your Scorpio, you have your Gemini, your Venus here, and you have your Taurus. And let's talk about it. Yep. And then you have your Ace of Wands. Oof. Knight of Cups. Hold on. Empress. Queen of Pentacles. Divine counterparts here. And I do feel strongly that this Empress and this Queen of Pentacles, I feel very strongly that there's an offer here, there's an action, there's a new way of being that is going to be brought to consideration, okay? You're being asked to accept it with grace. Let it come to you. Two of Cups. Let it come to you. King of Swords. Someone is certain. Someone is very certain. Doesn't make it easy. And there's temperance. It's like it finally clicks. The truth, the deep feelings, the tangible, what makes you comfortable, what's no longer serving, this new truth, action. You've got Ace of Swords, you've got Ace of Wands, this Knight of Cups. It's like, all right, damn it, here it is. And you have to take it with grace. Well, you don't have to, but you know, I mean, you should. Underneath is justice. I'm taking it. It was like flipping in my hand anyway. And then you have this knowledge that this is the foundation, the truth of the two. Letting go of the old conversation, a new conversation, the truth, the perfect alchemy, the clicking of time. Temperance is about time, the perfect time. Waiting, being patient versus action, justice. Right the wrongs, ego medicine. Allow the good to come in, the transformation to take place, milk and honey. And there's your Queen of Cups. Queen, king, king, queen. From the Ten of Pentacles, Hangman, to the Three of Cups. What is it? What is it? Looking at it differently. The legacy I've left and the joy that I seek. The building blocks. See the bricks behind him? This is a wall that's being built or torn down. It depends on the perspective and how you see it. Hence the Hangman. I'm putting this up here. You can hold back or offer up. Four of Pentacles to the Page of Pentacles. I would like to clarify. Yeah, I'm going to use these. This is the Daydream. Yeah, daydreamed here. I do that every time. For those stuck in the house, Spirit, for those stuck in the house, what's the overall message here? Whoa. Hello. What's the overall message here? That's what we want to know. And then we want the advice. Yep. Simplify it. Simplify it, please, Spirit. Overall message here for whoever needs it. Okay. Two of Wands, King of Pentacles. So Two of Wands, and King of Pentacles. The choice of action. What action will you take? The overall message. The overall message. Knight of Swords and the Devil. You got to fight it. You got to fight whatever is holding you back. You got to fight the toxic cycle. Cut it down. I heard cut it down. Page of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. I think we have all the twos now, right? Oh no, we don't have Two of Swords. Although we did see the Two of Swords. There's a gift here. Walk through the door. Walk through the door. That's what I keep hearing. Walk through the door. Wow. And there's your Ace of Cups. It's scary. It's uncertain. To be confident that it is the right decision. There's power here. There's assurance here. You could also be walking towards a Queen of Wands, fire energy. Someone who presents themselves as very confident. Oh, hello. Strength, courage. It's about the courage. It's about the courage. And the only way we build courage is to speak it out loud. Name it. Six of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. This is your success. I said 6. I did. No, it is 6. Okay. Jesus. This is your victory. That Knight of Pentacles is very different. And then there we have the Queen of Swords. So we have a match. For all the kings that came out, there's the Queen. Truth. Oh, look, Queen and King right there. The courage to speak. The courage to name it. Oh, hello. Two of Cups. And then we have a mat. Okay, so this is not playing. The only one we don't have is the King of Wands. But, I mean, we have the Queen and King here. Or Emperor and Empress. The King and Queen of all kings and queens. Two of Cups again. Right there. This is your match in every way, the Lovers. This is what it's about. Justice. I mean, Temperance, Hermit, the World. I mean, oh my gosh. When I say it's big, I mean every card underneath. What's underneath is everything that you have not wanted to face, and that is how big this connection is, okay? So for whoever this is for, when we talk about life-changing, when we talk about whether you okay. For some of you, this means letting go of someone completely so that you can fully nurture and develop a relationship that you're already in. For some of you, it means letting go of a relationship completely so that a new relationship can come in. For some of you, it means this is somebody that you've been walking on a path with for a while. And the way that you've been walking on that path, not necessarily the person, that's dead and gone. You have to start anew. For some of you, all of that's very confusing. You could, like, all could be true in a way, right? If you fall into the all could be true, then you have to dig deep. You have to go in, figure it out. What's the wound that's keeping you trapped in that cycle? What is it? Is it abandonment? Is it the fear of failure? Is it, daddy didn't love you enough? I'm not being funny. I'm being very serious. Did somebody hurt you, in a way that, again, you don't want to feel that ever again. Whatever it is, look in the mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and name it. Not just once, not just twice, hell, not just 3 times. You name it until you feel it so deep within your core that you can feel the shackles disintegrating and breaking free. Let the shadows surface to the light. Let the shadows surface to the light. This may feel like the darkest time of your life. It's only dark because you keep trying to bury it even more. The digger you deep, wow. The deeper you dig, it feels like pitch black, like nothingness. I get it. That's because you haven't actually gotten to the place for the light to come in. If you're just, the dirt on top of yourself, of course it's dark. Dig it out. The dirt needs to come out. The wound needs to surface. That's how you heal it. This surface, Band-Aid, put a little soft gel on top of it. Don't think about it. That's bullshit. You're not actually fixing. You're not healing what's underneath. You're applying a bandage on top of something that you don't even want to look at because you don't want to feel it. That's human. That's natural. What I'm telling you is you don't have a choice now. Not unless you want to stay stuck. And if you want to stay stuck, then have at it. What a miserable life. What a miserable existence. You don't need to feel that way. You have a community. You have your guides. You have support in so many different ways. And for many of you, I think you have the love of your life. You have your match in every way that is either there or waiting to be there, waiting to come in. You do not, oh God, you do not have to do this alone, but you do have to heal the wound in order to take the person by the hand. You can do it. I have faith. And the universe is pretty much saying you're not going to be allowed to stay stuck. So allow the transformation. I want one more card. I mean, come on. Allow the transformation. The Magician. Okay, I'm done. Happy Friday.